Have you joined in on the 1,000 item decluttering challenge? Today I'm going to show you how I got rid of 100 things, added those to my list, and I sold at an event called Junk in Your Trunk. And I'm going to tell you the one big no-no when it comes to decluttering. Hi there, welcome to the Peaceful Home. I'm so glad you've joined today. Welcome back. And if you're new, I'm TeresaElling. I'm a professional organizer, a parenting coach, wife and homeschool mom to 6 graduated kids. I upload home content usually on Fridays and parenting content on Tuesdays. If you missed my 1,000 item decluttering challenge, I will post that video below. I got rid of over 1,000 items. I think it ended up being 1,100 and something about a year ago, and I'm going through my home again with the goal of 300 this time. I've continued to declutter throughout my home, and I always keep track. It's very motivating to see what is going out of your home. So I simply write down the different categories or locations that I'm going through and how many items I've pulled out to donate or to sell. An area I really wanted to get to and declutter before Junk in Your Trunk was my kitchen island. Now the back side of the island has cabinets that are pretty much covered by bar stools. So I only keep things in there that are for long-term storage, mainly party dishes, candles, and holiday items. Even though I don't use these things a lot, I do use most of them at least once a year for Thanksgiving or for Christmas, but I was still determined to go through, take everything out, wipe down all the shelves, and make sure that each thing truly brought me joy. I love these cute little green glasses. I bought them for eggnog for Christmas time. I make a homemade eggnog that is probably our family's favorite thing to have for Christmas. I did a video on that last year. I'll link that below. But I ended up finding some glasses that I liked even better. Now, when I replaced those with these new glasses that I like better, did I get rid of the old ones? No, I kept the green ones in my cabinet because what if I need all of them? Who knows? What if I want to use these instead of the new ones? Ultimately, I decided I'm trying to simplify my life, and so one of them had to go and I needed to make a choice. So as much as I loved these kind of retro green striped ones, they went to the sale. I continued to go through all of my votives, my candles. I have quite a few that are saved for weddings and larger gatherings and parties. And for the most part, I was going to keep those, but it was really good to tidy up and kind of organize and get rid of even some trash, some broken things, and a few things that I don't use anymore. I also use this opportunity to swap out my white dishes for my Johnson Brothers holiday dishes. I use these every year for Thanksgiving and Christmas and throughout the winter, and I truly love them. One of the first questions people have in decluttering is, should I sell this stuff? This stuff's worth a lot of money. And the thing is, this is one area where you can really get stuck. If you start putting everything aside as if it's a priceless item, knowing that you can get tons of money for it, you could get really bogged down in the process. If your goal is to get things out, then making money is secondary at best. I'm going to explain a couple things that are really important if you decide you want to sell your items, and then give you a little tour of the Junk in Your Trunk event, the booth that we had where I resold items that I was getting rid of. So the main 2 ways to sell your items are either one at a time on something like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or Etsy. The other option is to do a yard sale. Now, the trick with these is that you have to be able to have a spot to store your items. So if you have a large garage, you have a spare room where as you're decluttering, you can stash those things away and get a yard sale on the calendar. You want to make sure to make this very timely. You don't want to just keep putting it off. Get a date on the calendar, make the arrangements that you need, and do it. At the end of this video, I am going to show you what I did with the leftovers from Junk in Your Trunk. And this is where the big no-no comes in. Now, the other option is to sell your things one at a time. So let's say that you are going to sell a table on Facebook Marketplace. What I would suggest is that as you put that to the side, you mark on your calendar and you give yourself a time frame. So for example, you have 3 days to post the item. You will give yourself 2 weeks to sell the item. And if at the end of that time, it's not sold, you need to donate it. Now, get an accountability partner because this is really hard. We tend to assign this value to our items and usually we assign it too high. We look at what we spent on something and also what it means to us personally, and that drives the value up, but that is not necessarily what that item is worth. And you usually have to be willing to let it go at a much cheaper price. Again, the goal is getting things out, not making money. My daughter Joanna and I loaded up the truck the night before the Junk in Your Trunk event. It takes place at a small town close by. The next morning we left by 6:30 in the morning, got over there just as the sun was rising to unload and set up our booth. It ended up being a beautiful day. It was warm, but we had a lovely breeze, and the vendors there are just so wonderful, so fun to talk to. It's fun to buy and sell to each other, as well as all of the people that come that day. Are you ready for the biggest thing not to do when you declutter and sell your items? Here it is. If the items do not sell, they do not come back into your home. So, that is the big no-no. You have a yard sale and the things that don't sell, you start to look at them and think, oh, well, maybe I should hang on to that. Oh, maybe I should just put that back in the cabinet. I might need it someday. And it's really difficult to let this stuff go. And it's so tempting to bring it back into your home for a second chance. Don't do it. Go immediately to the thrift store, drop off your donated items. Joanna and I loaded up all of the leftovers into boxes and drove straight to a donation center. Now, this means that nothing comes back, nothing sneaks back into the home and ruins the hard work that we've done. I want to stick to the number I had. I took 94 items to Junk in Your Trunk. I didn't do a count of how many didn't sell, but I was thrilled with the amount I made, and it enabled me to buy a couple of treasures that day. I think I bought 3 items. I also made a great discovery on Facebook Marketplace, an item that I've been looking for my bedroom for over a year. I'm going to share that haul with you in my next video. So if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. You'll be notified when I upload a new video. And if you enjoyed today's content, please give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it so much. I would also love a comment. What are the mistakes that you've made when you've done a yard sale or have tried to sell your items? Have you been able to go ahead and donate if they don't sell? I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for joining me today on The Peaceful Home. Have a great day.